Say it ain't so, Seattle. Say it ain't so. Right now, the Seattle Storm are being investigated from a lawsuit. Now, this lawsuit stems straight from player mistreatment, and it is directly aimed at the coaching staff of the Seattle Storm, which obviously features head coach Noel Quinn, who literally is one of the best coaches in this WNBA league. And this was reported by Annie Costabile of the Chicago Sun-Times. Shout out to Annie. But the team has literally hired a law firm to look into these allegations. There were allegations of harassment as well as bullying and verbal abuse. Now, a lot of these allegations, they took place during practices and during games. And what's crazy is, if you know this Seattle Storm core, there is a fiery group of people. It's a fiery group of young women that are in that building. And the fact that, first of all, hopefully, I just want to think positive on this. And if this is true, obviously it's really disheartening, especially when you're playing and competing on a team and you have a team goal to actually win. There are things that need to get done so you can win. And one of those things is literally harmony. Right now, there have been 2 weeks that have passed since this investigation. And as we've seen in the WNBA, there's a lot of culture. Sometimes there's a lot of culture issues, whether that stems from the Las Vegas Aces with the high pressure situation with Nneka Ogwumike, and now this. And the crazy thing is, Noel's been there for almost 3 years with the Seattle Storm. So this is disheartening to see. And also what's interesting is that Nneka Ogwumike, who is the WNBA PA's one of the player reps for the WNBA PA, she was quote unquote excluded from player meetings when the players would speak to each other about the issues with the coaching staff, and the players wouldn't invite Nneka because they thought that saying it to her would get back to the coaching staff, and they that's just insane. And it's even crazier because, and it's nothing wrong with Nneka, what she said, but she was like literally praising the coaching staff this season for everything that they have done. And, literally less than a month later, here we are, we're speaking about like literally verbal abuse and bullying and harassment towards her teammates. Now, this is kind of ironic because when the WNBA PA, they addressed Kathy Engelbert about her comments on national TV when she was talking about racism and literally the same type of verbal abuse that fans are giving to Angel Reese and the whole entire Caitlin Clark-Angel Reese rivalry. And this is what their statement was. Here's the answer that commissioner should have provided to the very clear question regarding racism, misogyny, and harassment experienced by players. There's no place in sport or in life for the vile hate, racist language, homophobic comment, and misogynistic attacks our players are facing on social media. This is not about rivalries or iconic personalities fueling a business model. This kind of toxic fandom should never be tolerated or left unchecked. It demands immediate action and frankly should have been addressed long ago. But let's be clear, fandom should uplift the game, not tear down the very people who bring it to life. Racism and the toll it takes on everyone is never tolerable, let alone justifiable in the name of economic growth. This is more than just about basketball. And that this sentence applies ad nauseum in this situation. This is more than just about basketball. It's about respect, accountability, and setting a standard for what we will and will not accept in our sport and society. Well, right now, everybody's been waiting for, especially me and myself, I'm waiting to hear what the WNBA PA has to say regarding this, because this is not a good look. This is not a good look. And again, first and foremost, because it's tough because, the Storm are expected to have a really great season this year, and they just seem disjointed, especially in the playoffs and towards the latter part of the season, and now we can understand more so why. A lot more details to come soon. I mean, what are your thoughts about this whole situation? Drop in the chat, man.